Okay, thanks for joining my channel again. So in the last few weeks I've had a lot more subscribers to my channel, which is all down to you people watching, the people in the Facebook groups who have subscribed to my channel, other scrappers who have given me a shout out. So that's why I'd like to thank them there now. So Scrapper Dave, so Dave, thanks for the shouts out, thanks for all the advice. A few other channels there that I've left a few comments on. A few people have come to me from their channel, so I'd like to thank those people who have subscribed from the other channels as well that I'm subscribed to, like Moose Scrapper, E-Waste Bin, Geo, who does a very good channel if you're looking for more information on refining of the gold. Once you scrap it, I'm doing at the moment, most of my videos are just scrapping out, and hopefully I will have some refined ones once I get my subscriber numbers up a bit more. But my subscriber numbers now at the moment have jumped up by in the last month, a good 20 to 30 subscribers, which is great. So for this video I've been asked to do a tear down or a scrap out of a PC. I've already kind of done that already before, but I said I'd do it one more time for people who requested it. So this is just a regular PC, so I'm going to scrap this out for the materials that I collect for future refining of the gold, for gold recovery. So as if the computer is working or is resellable, sell it on eBay, sell it to someone else, make more money on it than you will from gold recovery of anything inside of this. So again, if there's any working parts, power supplies, stuff like that, you may be able to sell them on eBay to someone looking for them. So for this video, as I say, it's for educational purposes really, or to show what I do. I'm going to scrap it out. It was given to me by someone just for the purpose of scrapping it out. So I'm not going to resell it, because I told them that I was going to scrap it out. So I'm not going to resell it or do anything like that, because again, there is probably a hard drive in here with their with private information or something like that on it. So I never will, if someone gives me something to scrap out, I'll always scrap it out. I'll never resell anything out of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just remove all these screws here from around the actual casing, and then when I come back we'll have the casing removed and we'll be ready to go on to the next stage. So again, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed and you're watching this, subscribe to it. Every time I see a new subscriber on the channel, it's really really uplifting that people actually are enjoying my videos and watching my videos. Leave a comment, hit the bell so you get notification when there's ever the new video coming up. And I say hopefully 2009, this is 2019 now, so hopefully this year I'll have a few refined videos up on my channel as well. So if you're watching this in a few years time, hopefully I've stuck to my word, and I've got the refined videos up that I've planned on doing. So just pause it there, we'll remove all these. I'll come back when these are removed. Okay, so we've removed all the screws. I've even removed the screws that were holding in the power supply. So I've removed them, so because I know at some stage I'm going to have to remove them anyhow to get out the power supply. So I've done that in advance. So once you've removed that, then usually the cover just slides off on most of these. So that just give you a bit better view. That just slides off. And we just get a quick look inside. So I can see there we have our hard drive is still intact. I see a stick of RAM is in here as well, so we've got our stick of RAM. Our processor is in here, it'll be in underneath here. We have a LAN connection on it. We have our DVD on it and our power supply. So what I'll do now is I just start disconnecting any cables I see first. So I just disconnect all the cables I can see that's connected to the actual the board of the computer itself. So again, I'll just remove all them, which will give me a bit better access now in a minute when I want to get a clearer view of what's in here. Okay, that's into the video card, so we'll have to leave him for a minute. Over here we've got a plug. Okay, and the main plug that connects the drives to the thing. So again, you will have gold pins, usually gold connectors in along here. They'll be lightly flashed. So again, you can put them when I show you in a future video on how I process them or how I remove them. There's always one that doesn't want to come out. There we go. Okay, so I think that's mainly everything disconnected. So first thing I'll do is I just remove the RAM. So again, you just have your two little clips here, and I just remove the stick of RAM. So it's only one stick of RAM that's in this one, so she was fairly low end computer. So that's our stick of RAM, which was, if we can see, can we get any speed on this? It was only 256 megabytes. So very, very low RAM. This is a Windows XP model. So again, RAM is very low on that, but again, we have our gold fingers on it, and we'll have our IC chips. So I'll put a link in the video of how I remove them IC chips and how I what I do with the fingers. So again, if you look somewhere up in the corners of my video that I'm pointing to, hopefully I will have a link here now for you to look at how I remove the IC chips from my RAM and the fingers for further processing. Okay, so that's that. Then we have a screw in here that I want to remove. There's a screw just down, if I can get you a view of it, which is hard on this because, so there's screws there. I'm just going to remove that screw to allow me to get the graphics card out. So we'll set ourselves back up. So I'm just removing that screw to, well, it's not the graphics card, excuse me, it's the LAN connector. So connecting to the internet back here in Ireland, we used to have the old LAN connectors before we got our fibre broadbands and stuff like that, and wireless. So again, just remove him. So again, gold flashed fingers on it, which I'll trim back. I'll remove the IC chip, I'll remove this cover to see what else. I'll do a video on that in the future, on graphics cards and different fingerboard cards of what to take off them. Usually find MLCC, stuff like that on them. Okay, so that's that removed. Another lead to be removed. So what I'm going to do now is, now that I've removed everything visible there that I can remove, I'm going to remove the fan cover next off the top here. So again, that has just a few screws in it, so we'll get another screwdriver for that job, and there's 4 screws on it, so we'll just take the 4 screws off. So again, rather than me wasting minutes here now, you watching me and nothing much happening, I'll just pause it there and I'll come back once I have the 4 screws removed from that. Okay, so I've removed the screws from that fan cover and heatsink that should be covering the processor, so I'll just go ahead and remove that there now off it. Okay, so quite a big heatsink on it. Let's see if I can separate the heatsink from the rest of it, which doesn't really want to do at the moment. I think I've removed all the screws now. I see one little screw here that's holding it in place, so we'll just remove that screw here. Okay, so nice chunk of aluminium there, or aluminum, whichever way you want to call it. So again, put that into your aluminium recycling. It's a nice little bit of weight on that. And then we've got an electric fan, which you can take the motor out of, or just chuck it in with your electric motors. Some wire that you can trim back to cut off, and then just some plastic. Okay, so quick look inside now and let's see what's next to be done on this. Okay, so processor is just, you can see it here, that's our processor, so we'll just remove him. So again, just take off the cover, flick back the top, the protective cover over it, and see, can we get our processor out? doesn't want to come out too easy, so we'll just persuade it. There we go. So a pinless processor, which is probably the lowest value one you're going to find. So again, as I said, this was a fairly basic computer, so I wasn't expecting to find too many very good stuff in here. So we just got our processor here. So again, I'll put that in with my processors for things. So it's P4, I presume. It's a P4 pinless. Let's see if we can. Intel Pentium 4. So 2003 model, I think. Is it 2003? No, it's not, sorry. Intel P3, looks like 03, made in Costa Rica. Okay, so again, that's just a processor, so fairly basic processor, pinless processor, just gold flash. So I'll just, in future videos, I'll show you how I remove the gold on that, same as I'll remove the gold on my gold fingers and stuff like that. Same process. Now, so we've got to get the board out now. We've got a few screws holding in the base. So again, I'll pause the video there. I'll come back once I've removed them and we'll have a look at the board. We should have the board out by then. Okay, so I've removed all the screws I can see there. So usually now there might be a hidden one somewhere. So we'll just have a go at getting the board out of here. I think we have everything. Again, a little bit of tight squeeze in there because of the way some stuff is put in afterwards. But we'll have a go at getting them out without trying to have to remove. Okay, I may have to remove the fan here just on here, so I'll just quickly remove the fan that's blocking it from coming up. But yeah, so we'll take out the board, we'll have a look at the board and see. I'll show you what I take off the boards and what I think is worth taking off the boards. Then again, some people don't. They just leave the boards intact. They send them to companies who'll pay them so much a pound. I prefer to take everything off because my plan is to refine everything down. So if you're planning on not refining them down, again, you can take the stuff off. You can take off the IC chips, you can take off the VGAs, you can take off the gold pins, stuff like that, and sell them by the pound rather than the whole board by the pound. You'll get a bit better money, work out a bit better, but it does take a bit more time, a bit more effort to do all that sort of stuff. So some people don't want to do that. They just strip it down, get the board out and sell the boards on as they are intact. I prefer to take as much as I can off the boards. So again, we have a little fan here. You could use that fan and maybe for some sort of extractor or some sort of air cooler or something you want yourself, maybe in your refinery or in your labs. But again, it's a motor in there if you want to just put it with your motor for your copper, if you're selling your copper. So okay, so what I'll do for the moment is I'll leave this aside. We'll come back to him in a minute. And instead of that, we'll look at the board. So on the board, what I look for straight away is whether it's got a gold corner BGA, which this one does. So we've got a gold corner BGA. Again, this is gold in here. These little pins in here would be gold contacted. We also have MLCCs, which are in here. You're in MLCCs, which will usually contain silver, platinum, I think it is. Some of them will contain gold, and some of them contain nothing at all of any value. So it all depends on the age of them and how old the stuff is you're getting them from. Crystal oscillators, again, will have some silver, sometimes gold, but mainly silver in them. What else we're looking at here? Connectors, gold plated pins, well, gold flash pins. There wouldn't be that thick of a plating on them, but again, they'd all add up. IC chips, so we've got some IC chips on it. On the back, nothing of anything at all. There's not even any MLCCs on this one, so again, it is a pretty low grade board. Underneath here, we'll just have a little flip chip usually. Let me see if we can remove that. How is she held on? Soldered on by the looks of it, which makes it a bit more difficult for me to remove with the tools I have in front of me at the moment. I'll just see if I can get in under it and just pop it up. sometimes we can just pry it away from the board like that. So again, that was just another bit of aluminium that you can add to your collection of aluminiums. Light enough compared to the other one, but again, they all add up over time. And it's out in just what they call a flip chip. Got a little bit of gold corners on them, but from what I'm seeing online and what I'm seeing from other people do them, not worth the effort of trying to process them. So again, IC chips. Again, we'll have some gold flashed in here, but very little, very lightly gold flashed on them type connectors, which your RAM was connected into. These are mainly the better ones I find anyhow. A lot easier to take off as well. Again, we'd have some gold flashed here on these pins. So again, pretty low grade board. Again, I'll put a link there now to where I process these boards further down to remove these, how I remove them using the heat gun. So again, have an old look up in the old corner either here or here, and hopefully I'll have a little link in it. If I don't, it means I either forgot or my video editing skills are not up to scratch yet and I'm not able to do it properly. So hopefully the links are there for you. If not, sorry about that, but hopefully they're there. Okay, so that's that. So I put that board aside for the moment and we'll take back up the actual case of the computer. So what I'll do now is I'll try and remove again as much of the cabling as I possibly can from anything that it's connected to. So again, we've got cable here. So again, you can see in here gold flash pins on it. So you can put that aside for further processing. Okay, so that seems to be all I can get out of it at the moment, as in connections. I'll just see if I've removed enough of the power supply to get my power supply out. We have the power supply removed now, which makes it a small bit better again. So we just disconnect here. So again, that's our power supply. There's plenty of videos up there on how you can make use of that if it's still working for reverse electroplating, for removing the gold from the pins. So again, I do usually sell them online if they're working, if I can, or if not, I'll put them to use on something else, or you can take them apart and break them down further to get your copper and stuff like that out of it. So again, we'll remove the ribbon. So again, the ribbon, as I said, there will be gold, usually gold flash pins in along here for the connections. So again, I'll put that aside for future processing. Now, so we're down to our basics. So we have our hard drive, which is held in here with a few screws I'll have to remove. So again, I'll just remove this top screw here and see will that give you a bit more access to it before we start going any further. It does. Okay, so again, it's just a matter of removing the screws here from there to get my hard drive out. So as I said already, anyone that gives me a computer that still contains a hard drive, I do not resell. Because again, there may be personal information on that, and I wouldn't like anyone knowing my personal information, and I don't want to know anyone's personal information, so I do never connect them up. I never do anything with them. I just take them out and I will break them down further for recycling, so that again there'll be no way of getting the information off when I'm finished with them, because I destroy the platters inside and I break everything else down for the gold content in them. So okay, so again we just have some steel, so you can put that in with your steel, and this is our hard drive. So I haven't done a video really, I don't think yet, on the breakdown of the hard drive, how I break it down further. Maybe I have. If I have, I'd have to double check in some of my videos, but I don't think I have. If I have, I haven't put it up yet. But again, if I have done a breakdown of the hard drive and what I take out of them and how I break them down and what's worth taking on them, I'll put a link somewhere up in either of these corners again. So hopefully there's a link here now that you're looking at this in one of these corners. So if you want to go and check that video out, you can check it out if it's there. If it's not there, it means I haven't done it yet. So it will be a future video. So then once I do it, I will probably try and link it to this video at some stage. So the main things on it, anyhow, just to quickly talk through it, is your IC chips, your MLCCs. So usually these MLCCs are the better ones. This board is usually the better board, the logic board of it. And again, you have your gold flashed connectors. You'll have aluminium on this, and you'll have a little bit of gold tips on a couple of different connections inside. But again, I'll do that video. Hopefully you'll see that in the video, the further breakdown of it, so you can just say straightforward to remove them. Usually again, gold little pins here on it. This hard drive was a 80 gig hard drive, which is quite large for the thing. So I'd say this was one that was put in afterwards. Maybe it looks like it's one that was an aftermarket one that was put in after by the connections and stuff like that. It's more the newer connections on it than the older connections of what I'd expect from one of that age. So that's that removed. Last item I'll take out now will be the DVD drive or CD-ROM, whatever way you want to call it, but I call it DVD. So I'll just see if I have enough there, or do I need to remove more to get it out? I may need to remove a bit more. Maybe if I took the screws out fully, it might help. There we go. Okay, so the rest of it is mainly just scrap steel. So that's just be thrown into your scrap steel collection. And here we have the DVD rewriter on this one. So this is a DVD rewriter, which was quite good actually to have a DVD rewriter on that system. So again, maybe an aftermarket one that someone put on afterwards. So this is the DVD rewriter. So again, the main thing you'll see here is the gold pins and a bit of a board inside. So again, I will have a future video on the breakdown of DVD-ROMs, CD-ROMs, stuff like that. So again, keep an eye out for that video. I definitely don't think I've done one of them. So that's kind of mainly it from the breakdown of that. That's laptop. So our main things is our DVDs, our hard drive. Again, as I said, because this was given to me by someone I know, and I've assured them that I will destroy the hard drive and there'll be nothing taken over. So that will be broken down, will not be sold on. That will be broken down further. We've got our pinless CPU, one stick of RAM, one main board, a lot of steel, some ribbon wire which will have gold connectors in them. As I said, we'll have some of these connections, these wires will have connections on them which will be gold. We've got our fans for our electric motors, we have our aluminium, and we have a card which was gold fingered with an IC chip on it as well. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll leave a few links in the description to some of the other scrappers out there who are doing very good videos that you may not have discovered yet. So have a look at their videos, check them out, let them know that you came from my video if I give you the link, so at least they know that if they're sending anyone from their videos to me, that I'm also returning the favour to them. So have a look at their videos, check them out, subscribe, very important to subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. Let me know of any future videos you want me to do. At the moment I do a lot of breakdown of mainly computer stuff like that, where it's small items to get the gold from. I also, because of where I live, I don't have much storage at the moment, so I have to do it that sort of way. I can't be breaking down TVs or breaking down fridges or breaking down washing machines, all that sort of stuff, which I hope to do in the future. That I hope to do videos on that, a bit like Moose Scrapper does. He does some very good videos on the breakdown of vacuum cleaners, all that sort of stuff for the copper, because again, the gold is the hardest one to get. Copper, aluminium, steel, them sort of products, there's plenty of them out there. There's a lot of them. They're handy for cash. If you get a lot of copper together, we're getting a lot of boards, breaking them down. It takes a lot more effort, but it's kind of more of a hobby than actually making money out. But if you want to make money from scrapping, your main stuff will be your coppers, your steels, your aluminiums. As I said on some of my videos, I also have a person who buys plastic off me. So again, the casings off TVs, casings off vacuum cleaners, plastic casings off laptops, stuff like that. They'll buy them by the ton. So again, it's just another revenue stream for me. So to add to I work full time. This is only kind of a hobby, a bit of extra cash. So that's mainly it for my video for this one. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, share it if you want to. If you want to share it on, if you have a web page or you have a YouTube channel yourself and you're watching this and you want to send some people to my channel, I have no problem with that. You can share my video, and I hopefully will return the favour. So again, check out the descriptions down below. Have a look at the last few videos. I'll be putting up a few videos here at the end, maybe worth checking out. At the end of this, just have a look at it. There'll be hopefully 2 videos that I'll put up for you to check out. Check out the description for the other lads' channels, and keep on scrapping, keep on making that money.